Stay. Alright, come on. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Walk with Regis. It's been a while since I made an episode, I know. Last week we had terrible blizzards, snow coming down for a couple days. Couldn't get out to take a walk, let alone film an episode. And yesterday I worked a second job, so I really didn't get much of a chance to record an episode. So here I am today. Today being, as soon as this decides it wants to work. Oh, I see. My phone tries to connect automatically to the internet when I keep turning it off. And then I even went so far as to forget the Wi-Fi it's connected to. It still keeps trying to connect to an internet, and then doesn't work when it can't connect to an internet, because of course not. Anyway, today's November 27th. Today's weather, the highs will be in the low 40s, and the lows will be in the high 30s. Only a 10-degree difference between the highs and the lows today. There will be a 97% chance of some kind of precipitation, whether it be snow or rain, depending on the temperature when the stuff comes down. It looks like it's going to start around 9. That's what, according to this weather app, the rain will start in an hour. I don't see a single rain cloud in the sky, but who knows. And let's see what kind of news stories we got today. We have a lot of catching up to do, but I'm only going to read the most recent within the last week or so. Alright, let's see. Indoor holiday market planned at Buffalo River Works on it already happened, November 26th. Don't you just love when you get a news story about an event that happened the day after it happened and you didn't get any notifications or alerts that it was happening, and you would have gone had you known. Yeah, but then again, I was at work yesterday. I have 3 jobs now, guys. If you would like to know about my 3 jobs, please let me know in the comment sections below. And while I'm busy busting my ass with 3 jobs, I have 3 men at home who just enjoy the fruits of my labors. Oh no, don't worry. Yeah, they're pretending like they're finding jobs. I mean, at least that's what they tell me, that they're looking. But in the meantime, they get to sit around and watch YouTube videos and play video games on the Xbox, and get to stay home and sit on the couch and lay on the bed and do nothing while I bust my ass working 3 jobs and paying all the bills. The only upside to this is they pay for all the food. Alright, well, but then again, I'm sorry, I'm getting into my personal affairs. I guess it's just been bothering me lately that I have to struggle so much to catch up in my back rent, and it seems like that they're not doing anything. I know, everybody's all like, kick him out. It's winter. Alright, so snow removal operations resume in Buffalo following a worker's death. So when we got all that snow, and then when it was done and all the snow removal was starting, one of the workers died in a tragic accident. I'm still not sure what happened. I haven't found an article that described what happened, but just know that somebody who was working to remove the snow died, and they stopped removal services for a while. Let's see if this article says something. Michael L. Muscarella, 67, died while removing snow. Preliminary investigation indicates Muscarella was fatally struck by a high loader in reverse during snow removal operations. Muscarella's family will lay him to rest following services on December 3rd. I think that's the only time I've ever heard of somebody dying following a big snowstorm. Alright, let's see if we find any more. Oh yeah, I got to see this one. So I was going to work Friday, and I had just crossed the street and was heading down the last stretch when I noticed plumes of black smoke in the distance. My spidey senses became alert and tingling. And I remember saying out loud a few times, something's on fire. Something's very wrong. There's something up ahead very wrong. And as I got closer, I realized what it was. There was a car on fire. So I took some pictures, posted it to my Citizen app. They labeled it as a car crash. I mean, maybe the car crashed and it lit on fire. But I'm pretty sure that the car just was parked there and lit on fire. Or maybe the car lit on fire as it was driving. And so let's see. There was a car blaze at the Walden Galleria on Friday morning, according to police. Cheektowaga police say a Ford Explorer caught fire around 9:30 a.m. Friday morning at the entrance of the Mall of Walden Avenue. Police say there were no injuries. Due to heavy Black Friday traffic, Cheektowaga Police Department assisted with traffic control in the area. Cause of the fire is undetermined. Okay, so I won't read the article, but I'll read the title because it'll be one of those you could easily Google if you want to read at your own risk. A rare brain-eating amoeba is spreading across the U.S. I did read some of that, and it's basically talking about how with the changing climate and oh man, my brain isn't working today. Oh, he found poop. With the changing climate and the fact that mankind is destroying the environment, I don't remember what that's called. I'm too tired. And the warmer temperatures, this rare brain-eating amoeba is coming further and further east and spreading to places it's never been before and affecting more people than it ever has before. And that's basically what the article is talking about. Alright, let's see. Okay. I don't know what this one's about. It doesn't look local. But according to the title, charges were filed for a woman who forcibly removed the child's blood, self-diagnosed an illness. A Cross Lake woman was charged Wednesday with torture after an investigation revealed she forcibly removed blood from her child. Charged with 3 counts of child torture and 2 counts of stalking. According to the complaint in March, Borders took her 9-year-old child to the hospital where it was determined someone had been removing blood from the child's body. During an interview, 3 children said they had seen their mother withdraw blood from the 9-year-old. was directed to flush the blood down the toilet and told not to say anything. Borders' other two children, 11 and 8, were self-diagnosed by Borders with osteogenesis imperfecta, or brittle bone disease. The children were allegedly forced to wear casts and neck braces, although neither had injuries. A medical review allegedly revealed one of the children had spent over 2 years of his life in a cast. Borders also received proceeds from Minnesota to care for her children and had been nominated for gifts from multiple non-profit foundations, receiving a total of $35,000. All children made similar statements regarding how their mother treated them, saying Borders would choke and throw them across the house, force them to stand outside in the cold for long periods of time, hit them with belts, and more. Multiple children recounted being choked by Borders until their vision went blurry. Another told investigators he never had a bed. I was never safe, one child told investigators when asked about a typical day living with Borders. A child told police he witnessed his mother stealing medical supplies from doctors' offices, the criminal states. While executing a search warrant, investigators found strings and casting materials inside Borders' residence. No court date has been set yet. And yet, people like that can have their kids. But someone who actually genuinely cares for their children, feeds them, takes care of them, clothes them, takes them to the doctor, treats them well, spoils them, doesn't get to keep their kids. I mean, yeah, now the kids are taken out of her care, but how long did it take? How long did that take? How much abuse and suffering them children have to make? And there's other children like that all around the world who haven't been discovered. Children like that children who are suffering abuse far worse than that, and they're still living with their family. The very family who treats them like shit. Anyway. No injuries reported after CSX train derailment Thursday night. I wasn't even aware there was a train derailment. Company said 9 train cars went off the tracks on Thanksgiving night and there were no leaks, spills, or injuries to report. The cause of Thursday night's derailment is still under investigation. Boy, Regis, your poopy stinks. Normally I don't smell it this far into the walk, but phew. You gave me a bunch of poops. They were very soft and they stank. Alrighty. Buffalo's biggest all-local holiday market happens over 3 full days. Come on. If you're not gonna pee, let's go. Okay, that was for Thanksgiving weekend. It's probably something I missed. More fake Twitter accounts are fooling people in Buffalo. I bet you they're fooling people all over the world, not just in Buffalo. While the folks who are creating these accounts may be doing so all in good fun, if you're not paying attention to what you're seeing, it may be a danger to people. More fallout from the continued deregulation of Twitter is starting to have a larger impact on Buffalo and Western New York. It wasn't long ago when Erie County executive polling cars issued a warning about a fake Erie County government Twitter account giving out false information about happenings in Western New York. Now a few more seemingly fake parody City of Buffalo government accounts have popped up and are doing the same thing. Twitter accounts pretending to be Buffalo Public Schools and the city's Department of Public Works have spent the last few days issuing several funny and crass tweets talking about everything from the poor plow services related to the storm to schools having to close due to massive amount of snow that has fallen in western New York over the last week. Buffalo Public Schools at BPS Buffalo follow. We will be closed on Monday, November 21st as we investigate if dog sleds can serve as sustainable alternatives to yellow bus transportations. I mean, that's kind of funny. I can see the potential for harm, but that one right there was funny. Alright, well, let's see what else we got. Meet the man on a mission to expose sneaky price increases. A few weeks ago, Edgar Dworsky got a promising tip by email. Diluted cough syrup. Read the message accompanied by a photo of 2 packages of syrup with a curious difference. The new one appeared to be half the strength of the old one. Dworsky gets emails like this frequently, alerting him to things like a bag of dog food discreetly shrank from 50 pounds to 44 pounds, a cereal box that switched from giant to family size and grew about an inch taller but a few ounces lighter, bottles of detergent that look the same but newer ones come with less detergent. Cough syrup message looked intriguing. Dworsky made plans to investigate. He's dedicated much of his life to exposing what is one of the sneakier tricks in modern consumer economy: shrinkflation, when products or packaging are subtly manipulated so a person pays the same price or more for something but gets less of it. Consumer product companies have been using this strategy for decades. He writes up his discoveries on his website, mouseprint.org, a reference to the fine print often found on product packaging. Print so tiny only a mouse could read, he says. He writes about shrinkflation in everything: tuna, mayonnaise, ice cream, deodorant, dish soap, alongside other consumer advocacy work on topics like misleading advertising, class action lawsuits, and exaggerated sales claims. One recent Mouseprint report explored toilet paper shrinkflation. Virtually every brand of toilet paper has been downsized over the years, documenting more than a decade of toilet paper shrinkage. Dworsky, 71, is a semi-retired lawyer whose career began as a market researcher before he briefly became an on-air consumer for local television alongside a young Bill O'Reilly. The former Fox News personality, Dworsky was one of the most sincere broadcasters I've ever seen, O'Reilly said. Recently added that Dworsky wasn't one of those slick broadcasters trying to sell something. Well, he sounds like he's doing God's work. Trying to show people how evil and corrupt this world has become by making you pay the same or more for less of the product you used to be able to get. And in the case of the cough syrup, it's diluted, so you're not even getting, like, if you went and bought that cough syrup and took it, it definitely would be a lot harder to cure any ailments you may be suffering from. Because that company, I'm glad they didn't mention the name of the company, that particular company doesn't care about your health, doesn't care about making you better, it cares about your money. And those are the companies you need to look for. Alright, what else we got? Alright, I think I know who these guys are, but I'll read the article. Buffalo pastor and his 2 sons call attention to people experiencing homelessness. Buffalo, 24th year, Pastor Eric John's Buffalo Dream Center, I know, yep, that's the one, called attention to the plight of those living on the streets. A host of volunteers got busy Saturday after him and his sons wrapped up their annual week spent living with people who are experiencing homelessness. Now, when I was homeless, I never met him. He never lived with me when I was homeless. But that's because I didn't know where other homeless people stayed. And we went and lived by some train tracks far away from everyone else in a very private, secluded part of Buffalo, because we didn't want anybody to find us. We didn't want other homeless people to find us because we were afraid they were going to steal from us. We didn't, or be a menace with drunken and drug behavior. We didn't want the cops to find us and tell us we had to move. We didn't want the possibility of having to move to find another place. We set up our little area next to some train tracks. They didn't mind us there as long as we kept the place clean looking during the day. The entire time we were homeless, they never kicked us out of that area. They never came up to us or said anything. They were very decent people. It was the Amtrak. I fully give Amtrak my business in a heartbeat. Alright, let's see what else we got. No. Come on. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and end it there because we're close enough to the house that I don't want to start reading something and get caught up. There's my Gwen. She's running to meet us. Gwen. And there's Caddy Bree. Caddy Bree, where'd you come from? Hi, baby. Still up for adoption, guys. This lovely little lass is up for adoption. And I'm gonna have kittens up for adoption too. And that's it for this episode, guys. If you like this episode, hit the like button. And if you don't, you can hit that dislike button. Share if you guys want to. Subscribe if you want to. Well, let me let the cats in first. Regis, stay. Go ahead. Watch out. Come on, Gwen. Alright, well, we see you guys next week. Bye-bye. Oh, wait. Let me see if I can show you. Stay, Regis. Alright, we will see you guys next week. Regis, speak. Alright, bye.